Hi, welcome to the video. In this one we're going to talk all about candle wax, pros and cons of different types of wax, and the ones I recommend.
But help! There's so many to choose from. Where do we begin?
But don't worry, I've got you. We're going to break it down into this beginner's guide, and I'm going to test a crap load of different waxes so you don't have to. But before we get into that, let's talk about different types of wax. As you're probably aware, there's all sorts of different types of wax available. And today we're going to talk about different ones. Paraffin wax, beeswax, coconut wax, soy wax, just to name a few. However, the question you probably want answered first, which one has the best scent throw? And that is paraffin wax, which is a byproduct of petroleum. However, there's all sorts of nasty stuff in petroleum, and that transfers into the paraffin wax. It is cheap to produce and cheap to buy. It's what a lot of the big candle companies use. But if you're going to start a candle company in 2023, I recommend starting with vegan alternatives, something health conscious and eco-friendly. Paraffin wax is not that. Soy wax is commonly used by most candle makers. It provides a nice natural alternative compared to paraffin wax. It does have a nice long slow burn. It lasts longer than paraffin wax. However, the scent throw can be a little bit less than paraffin wax, so it does require some testing. There's lots of different blends you can buy and try. Some have better scent throw, some not so much, so it's all up to you to test. Soybean wax is derived from the soybean oil, making it one of the more environmentally friendly waxes on the market. It has a nice creamy white finish to it, and it provides no black soot when it's lit. Now, just to give you an example of what your candles may look like once you've made them, it's going to look a little bit like that. So that is the wax in a big slab, but you can see how lovely that looks. Nice, white and creamy. When you buy different types of candle wax, it will come in different formats. Sometimes it will come in a big slab like that. Sometimes you'll get the little beans. And then sometimes you'll get the candle flakes. Now they all work equally the same, but sometimes you just need to chop this up. As I mentioned previously, you need to do a lot of testing with these waxes, as you can get quite a few errors. You can get frosting on the sides, you can get bumpy tops, you can get sinkholes, you can get all sorts. So there's lots of different variables, lots of different temperatures, lots of things that can go wrong with these waxes. So you need to pick one which works for you. Which is why I'm doing this series. Now back to other types of waxes you can buy. Beeswax is commonly used as well. It is a natural product from bees, obviously, but that doesn't make it vegan. Beeswax has a really nice sort of yellow finish to it. It sets really hard, has a nice natural honey smell to it. But I found it really hard to wick a beeswax candle because it set so hard. I had to wick up really high, and I was slightly concerned it would be a bit of a fire hazard. I did really enjoy working with the beeswax, as it does have a wonderful scent throw, but there are quite a few issues with it, and it does take a bit of hard work. Coconut wax is another great option. It's got a mega scent throw, but it is a little bit more money. It can cost quite a bit to get different types of coconut wax. It does have a really low melting point, so this can become an issue during the summer months, which I found out last year, as I had a sort of Kerasoy coconut blend, and the melting point was about 47 degrees, and we had a massive heat wave, and I had a lot of complaints. A lot of candles turned up melted, sort of reset. They couldn't find the wicks because it had melted over. So there are issues with coconut wax, but the scent throw is amazing. Now, rapeseed wax, that's another one on the market. It's another eco-friendly, sustainable wax. You've seen it all over British farms, the nice yellow flowers you see sort of in late springtime. I did make some candles with that in the beginning. It had a really good scent throw, but I found it just burnt down too quickly. You had to wick a lot lower than you would with a soy wax candle. It does set quite hard. You can get a few cracks on top. Sometimes the finish wasn't always perfect, but like I said, I think it just burnt down too quickly. I don't think I could make a good enough candle to sell. Just because it burnt too quickly, I didn't think it was worth the money, if that makes any sense. Don't panic, I'm still here. This is the wax I use at the moment. After all of my extensive testing, this is what I've settled on. This is SCX coconut soy wax. It's got excellent scent throw and excellent glass adhesion. So if we can get it to focus in on this, just look at that. That is a perfect set. And the tops as well. You get really nice smooth tops. One of my biggest problems, and maybe one of my positives, is I'm constantly looking to improve my candles and improve myself. That's why I've started this testing series. We're going to test lots of different waxes, see how they perform, see how they work out. Some of the waxes we'll be testing: Kerosol container wax, EcoSoy CB135, C3 Nature Wax, RS1 Rapeseed and Soy Wax, C6 Soy and Coconut Wax, and RSX, which is a rape. Next onto the wicks. It's easy enough picking your wax in the beginning, but wicking is a whole nother story. So we're going to be using TCR wicks, Stabilo wicks, and CL wicks, just because I know these work really well with vegetable waxes. The goal of the video series is to take away some of the mystery in candle making, to create a reference point for certain types of wax, so you know what to expect. Ultimately, we just want to make the best candles we can. So if you're an avid candle maker, this is going to be a pretty interesting series. So to keep up to date with my testing, be sure to subscribe.